are live. What is going on? What's going on, y'all? Look, I got another one from a single mother who says that she doesn't date single fathers. First of all, who told her that we care? Secondly, has she lost her mind? You know, listen, a lot of these are just, women that are upset with the stats that are saying that single fathers that are raising their children do just as good a job as a two-parent household, and do way better, twice as good as a single mother household. So let's listen to her talk her piece and listen to the insanity. And you guys remember, this is a single mother who is not a guest on a podcast. She is a podcaster. Okay, let's go.
I actually just started kind of dating.
Okay.
So I wouldn't.
Oh, you were off the market.
Right, for a long time.
Okay.
So dating as a single parent is a little difficult to say. But beyond that, I think it's difficult for me to say because I don't have the same experiences as most people.
What do you mean?
I'm a single parent, yes, but I have a nice village that's very helpful, so it doesn't kind of interfere with my dating.
What do you mean by that? You mean like
life.
the kids?
Yeah, right. When you have a good village.
Okay, so what she's doing is she's setting up the framework, so if any man, ask her, well, how are you dating? And, who's watching your kids? She's setting up the framework. Remember, she's a podcaster. She's out here watching content, so she's, kind of, know what guys are going to ask. So she wants to make sure that she's letting people know, hey, yeah, it's not just me by myself. It's me, my family, whatever. She'll tell you. But, what does it matter? Because what it sounds like is she's a part-time parent. She just said that she has it set up so her village helps her so that it don't interfere with her dating life. I think her parenting should come before her dating life. It should be like, so her dating life doesn't interfere with her parenting, right? But we're gonna let her go ahead and cook. Let's let her talk.
Village, you have good people around you that you can count on. It makes it a little bit easier when you're dating because you don't have to work around so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking for a sitter,
Right.
stuff like that, trying to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I would say, when my daughter was very young, I don't think people really believed I had a daughter.
Right.
Because my village was just really great. So my dad would get her every.
All right, she just gave herself away. Why would people think she didn't have a daughter if she's a good parent? I'm always talking about my son. I'm always with my son, so it's kind of hard for you not to know that I'm a parent, right? She's giving herself away. She's giving it away. I'm dropping game right now, y'all.
every weekend, and from the time she was born up until recent, because now she's a teenager, she make her own little decisions.
That's right.
But up until recent, her dad used to get her like Wednesday through Friday, so that would leave me Monday and Tuesday, which means if I'm dating, I have Wednesday through Sunday to make plans and arrangements. So Mondays and Tuesdays was off limits, right? Okay. So I'm just now entering the single parenting dating realm now that I have Miguel. Okay. And even though I still have my village, it's not the same. I'm a little older. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now it's making arrangements. It's like, whoa, yeah, this is hard.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can speak generally. I can speak in general or whatever.
No. We're gonna speak direct, brother. I want. No, that's it. I want the nitty gritty. I want to hear. Cause listen, man, I gotta live vicariously through you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel okay. I'll say this. For me personally, dating is not. It's not complex for me. Okay. Because one, I don't have any restrictions.
Right.
Okay. And by me saying that, yes, I do have older kids. So
no, but we mean how was dating when your kids were younger?
When they were younger.
Yeah.
Well, when my kids were younger, when I was dating, it was a little bit of a challenge. Because of course I have kids and the other individuals didn't have kids, so they didn't understand the importance of me helping my children do their homework, putting them to bed, or maybe cooking dinner for them to make sure that they were okay. And sometimes I used to get a lot of backlash, attitude.
Really?
Yeah, of course, because sometimes certain women can be selfish.
Yeah, because that's very selfish.
Right, because they're not in that position, because they don't understand what parenting is.
Right.
So of course, so they used to always get mad. Oh, you're not spending enough time with me. You know, and I used to like take offense to it or whatever.
I'm spending time with my kids.
Yeah, I have to spend time with my kids.
You know, I get this a lot whenever I'm out here dating a lot of women, even though they might be mothers. You know, when I'm doing what I got to do as a parent and content creator and putting God first, it just seems like they don't have the tolerance. You know, even though they know what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? They just don't want to hear that. They want their time. They want you to give them time. They want you to put them before everything else. But let's let her cook.
I actually cut off women that came at me like that.
Oh, wow.
You get what I'm saying? So
that's crazy.
Yeah. So I can say it was difficult when my kids were younger, when I was dating and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because my kids is my priority. They come first.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm not a person that particularly likes to date people with kids, anyways. So
Why is that?
Well, first and foremost, before she gets started gaslighting, you see she's laughing because, she's a podcaster. She's been scrolling the internet. She know that they're talking about single fathers are really good parents, and most women don't have a problem with it. And she wants to start a problem, so she figured she'd just throw it in there. Honestly, what he should have said was, okay, I understand, you're allowed to have your boundaries and your standards. Moving right along, don't give her room to expand on it. Who cares? She's one average looking woman covered in tattoos who pawns her kid off to the kid's father and the rest of her family all the time, talking reckless. Right now, up until this point, she's tried to keep it kind of friendly. No one's giving her any pushback. As soon as somebody starts giving her pushback, this woman shows you who she really is. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying?
I prefer not to date people with kids because I don't like to deal with drama. So I have nothing to do with the kids. I love kids. Okay. But I just don't like to deal with the drama. And usually they have some form of drama. Even if it's not necessarily like super chaotic or toxic, it's some form of, you guys have an issue.
Well, so what does that mean though? Like she won't give any specifics. She won't give any stats or facts. She's just saying something. She's just saying something. That's the problem that we keep having. They just keep saying something. And then when you're like, okay, well, what do you have to back it up? Well, usually 9 times out of 10. Well, how do we quantify? How do we quantify 9 times out of 10? How can we use 9 times out of 10 in a room full of intellectual people that like to get to the bottom of things, using reality, and stats and facts, using different surveys or whatever from groups of people, collective of people, and not just one individual, because the exception is never the rule. So why are we letting these women get on here and voice their emotions? Well, I believe, I feel, I think, 9 times out of 10. This isn't nothing quantifiable. It's just emotion being spoken and then babbled with a bunch of other stuff. Listen, man, I'm telling you, I just don't have the tolerance for this kind of stuff. Let's go.
Okay. And I don't like to deal with it because I don't have those issues. Fair? It's very fair. So people always say that to me, like, that's not fair because you have kids, right?
Come on.
But the way I counter that is, yes, I have kids, but I don't have that dynamic. There
really shouldn't be no counter. She should say what she wants, her boundaries, and I can assure you, the rest of the men out here, we don't care. Okay? I'm gonna be real. All 3 of them are podcasters, so they're having a conversation. But if she was a guest on a podcast, they'd be like, okay, and why do you matter? Who cares? No one's gonna miss any sleep because you decided not to date single fathers. It doesn't make any sense. Why are you even letting her talk?
You know what I mean? Like,
but I understand, but that's not fair.
It is, because
you can't just X somebody
I'm telling you, I don't want to deal with you because of the drama that comes along with.
But if there's no drama, you can't.
9 times out of 10, I was always right. It's always a female lingering with chaos and toxicity. And
she's talking about her personal experience. We don't know what kind of dirtbags she date. We don't know the kind of Chads or Tyrones or Pookies or Ray Rays that she might be going through. We don't know if she's getting really good, stellar men or some leftover males. 9 times out of 10, there's nothing that we can do with that information. She's just on a podcast, running her single mouth because she don't have a man at home to listen to this babble. And man.
And it's not, and I know that because even just when you talk to people, like I remember being younger, like in my 20s, and I talked to people about me and my daughter's dad's relationship, and they're like, that's not normal, you know, because we don't have that drama and toxicity. So it's like, yeah, I don't want to date nobody with kids because people my age, the girls.
Didn't she just contradict herself? She just said 9 times out of 10, there's always some drama. She shares custody with her baby dad. That means he's a single father to a certain degree, right? If they don't have any drama or toxicity, then I guess they're that 1 out of the 9 out of 10. You know, it don't make any sense. She's contradicting herself while she's talking. 9 times out of 10, there's always drama. You're sharing custody with your baby father. You don't even have full custody. Gets him half the week, him or her. So that makes him a single father. And you're saying y'all have no problems. So I don't get it, man. If you guys can do it, why can't anybody else? Oh, you're special, right? Average at best, but you're special. Nothing special about you looks wise, but you're special. I'm telling you, man.
Are still holding on to this man, and it's some type of something going on. You can't see your kid. I don't like that. All that drama, I don't want no parts of that.
So you're not.
I don't give that drama to nobody.
So you're not even gonna give it a chance to see.
I don't want to.
She give her
just because.
I'm not saying I'm not going to. I'm just saying you gotta have a lot of other wonderful characteristics and qualities.
I'm saying though, but that's a disqualification.
Yeah, I don't really want to deal with people.
So my brother, if you got.
But I tell you what, shout out to her. She said that you have to be a superhero, but it's not like a guaranteed no. You just have to be a superhero along with it. You know what I'm saying?
If you got a child, you disqualified. Ain't that something?
I love kids though. Like I really love kids. It's just sometimes I feel like domestic violence is very serious. Okay. In a lot of these situations, these women and men that don't know how to let go, and they feel like the baby mom or the baby dad is supposed to be with them forever. I can't insert myself into a type of chaos like that because I don't bring that chaos.
Well, see, here's the thing, sweetheart. You're vetting the men that you're dating, so you shouldn't be having men with that. That's part of the vetting process. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not vouching for her to date single fathers. We're not going to miss her. But just her perspective. You're going to be vetting guys, period. Even if a guy don't have a child with a woman, there could be a crazy ex, period. You have to vet. Sweetheart, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? You're cherry picking stuff. You're making something out of nothing. I'm telling you, man. She's saying a whole lot of nothing. I'm trying to tell you.
To nobody. I don't have that type of drama going on.
I'll tell you what, because that's from a female perspective.
Yeah.
From the male perspective, I've heard a lot of times, even through social media, it's a lot of guys that they don't want to date women with kids either.
Yeah.
Because they feel like,
what's that reasoning?
Well, I'm saying, but they feel like, why should I invest into that situation when it's not my child?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying. You're saying drama.
Well, let me pick it back on that.
Here we go. You see that? She just said if a man don't want to invest into a single mother, he's not a man. But she's a woman. She's a woman, a whole woman. If she don't want to invest in a single father, and mind you, she has a single father that she co-parents with, and she said that, he does a good job. She has a great relationship with him, co-parenting. So it's just her babbling. It's like she scrolls through the internet with some box wine, and she just looks for something to go viral with. This makes no sense. It's just circle talk and babble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's not a man. Break it down for me.
Okay, so this is
because you're sick, so
Yeah. So okay, and the men that don't date women with kids, I understand where they're coming from, because Don't no man want to play Mr. Cleanup guy, right? Especially if it's a productive, competitive man. Why should he come in that situation to clean up that situation?
Why not?
Nah, I don't agree with it.
I get that you're saying you don't agree, but I'm saying why not?
So
listen, man, I'm not going to do it, and that's it. If it's a why not, you know what I mean? Look, that's why they should never have asked her why does she want, because that's why she framed this. It's like chess. I would see it coming a mile away. So when she tried to structure it with this village stuff, I would tear that apart. You know what I'm saying? So that way when she's doing this, or when she said, I don't date single fathers, I would have said, okay, moved on. Now, if the other guy would have said, let me know why, then whenever, she's saying why not or whatever, I'd have been like, because that's my standard, my boundary. What she would have said then is, well, you asked me, so I didn't ask you shit. I didn't ask you nothing. He asked you because he wanted to know. Direct that energy towards him. I already knew what you were doing when you set it up. I don't care what you think. I don't care if you don't. One less that we got to deal with, you know what I'm saying, single mother. One less single mother out there worrying about single fathers. You know what I'm saying? Exit off the list. Salute. You're doing us a favor. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? When has any guy ever said, oh my God, please, single mother, make yourself available to me?
Dating single moms, right? Let me rephrase that. Dating single modern women, this is 3 questions that I will ask them. What is it that you can offer me that you haven't given to another man?
Oh my goodness.
Listen to what I said. What can you offer me that you haven't given to another man? And the reason why I'm saying that, because one, you shared your youth, your fertility, and your womb with another man. You shared your womb. You gave another man the biggest honor that you can give him, right? And my second question to that woman will be like, why didn't it work out with the father of the kid that, you know what I'm saying, that you had a kid with or whatever? You get what I'm saying? Because you created this family. So why should I give up my resources to take care of your kids, right? Because men, we're very territorial, right? Because one, I have to share you with your kids. That is not mine. And also I have to share you with the father of your kids. Who is to know what time the father of your kids is on? Because as of late, I've been seeing men been killing other men because they're dealing with their exes. You get what I'm saying? Okay. And I don't know if that man may want to cause some harm to me. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I understand everything when men are saying I don't want to date single mothers with kids or whatever. You get my point?
I get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So what's the third question?
So and let me ask you this question, bro. If you went to the store, would you buy a product that had a broken seal?
No, I'm not gonna.
You wouldn't. Why you wouldn't buy a product that had a broken seal?
Because it's already been, I don't know what's in there.
It's the same thing. That's the reason why men say they don't want to date women with kids, because you already have been tainted.
I'm telling you right now, she's gonna flip out about tainted with broken seal and used product, man. But I mean, it's needed. The analogy, it's needed. Okay, it gets the point across. You know what I mean? But I know she's gonna have a problem with this.
You already shared your wound with another man. So,
but are you serious right now?
Yes, I'm being very serious.
So okay,
I'm being very serious.
So to be a counter to that, because that is absolute. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's some bullshit, and I'm going. That's some motherfucking bullshit. Yes, it is.
Go ahead.
Because I'm gonna say it is because you just said your first question was, well, I'm gonna ask a woman what can she.
That ladylike etiquette is out the window, man. She is out for blood.
What can you give a woman that you ain't give to another female?
Okay. All right. Okay.
What can you? But no.
Okay, go ahead.
What can you give another female that you haven't? What can you give this woman that you haven't given to another female? Why does it have to be that a woman have to bring you something? I'm not. Who the fuck are you that I gotta bring you something?
Okay.
What are you bringing to me?
Okay.
It goes both ways. I thought. Now that's one.
No, fool. It don't go both ways in modern dating, because you're going off the old way of dating, fool, with all these amendments to it, for your modern way of life. Silly. Most dudes right now are going their own way, meaning you're going to have to approach them. So all this babbling you're doing, to the guys that are chasing your leftover ass down, But a guy out there doing what he wants, and the ones that you're really mad at that don't want to date you, hence the reason why you said that goofy, goofball, goober junk talking about, I wouldn't date a single father. You'll date whoever you can get, and you'll like it. What are you talking about, single mother? Listen, man, you can babble all you want, but where's your man? Where's your man? Hey, single mother. Thing on. Where's your man? You don't have one. So you just have a bunch of ideology. You don't have anything. You have a bunch of theories. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have anything set in stone, any facts, anything that, you know what I'm saying, you can back up with anything. It's just talking. It's talking, man. So again, she's going off on a rant. She's triggered because she has no man at home to talk to us about. And when someone finds holes in her argument, she can't handle it, right? And that's why her character broke, and now she's showing a whole different side of her.
Now, too, you're saying, well, you don't know what that circumstance could be, what that situation could be. So are you speaking from a standpoint of a man who does not have kids just yet?
Both.
Or you can't speak from both. And the reason I'm going to say you can't is because just as you're a man, if you are a man that has children, to say that to a woman that has children, it almost sounds... No, not almost. It's narcissistic as hell. Because if you've given another woman kids, who are you to ask a woman what you got to offer me because you gave a nigga kids? Did you not give another woman kids? So what happened with that family that you were building? Okay. Why did that not work out?
Okay, so can I answer your question?
Sure.
Okay, one, Vic, it's a double standard. Unfortunately, men can do it. You can. A woman cannot do what a man do. And two,
yes, we can.
Okay, but let me say this. I know the detractors and the critics going to come for me because I have kids. One, my kids are grown. I have a 23-year-old.
But at one point they weren't.
But let me answer the question. I'll let you talk. Let me talk.
You're right.
I have two girls.
I
have a 23-year-old and I have a 20-year-old. My oldest daughter has recently graduated from college on her way to grad school.
Yes, Lord.
My second daughter, she'll be graduating from college pretty soon.
Double
right?
salute.
Secondly, I've never been married. So what I can offer a woman is marriage. That's the biggest honor. Listen, hold up. That's the biggest honor a man can give a woman is marriage. Yes, that is the biggest offer I can offer a woman is marriage because, you know.
She's gaslighting them. She's gaslighting them. Listen, this is a podcast. Is it not about the episode today about dating and things of that nature? Having kids, building families. What are you making weird noises about? Why aren't we grown people here? Why are you gaslighting this man when the ultimate goal should be to get married? I don't understand what's funny about that. What are you dating for if not to get married? Why is it funny? Childish, man. You know what I'm saying? This is why she's single.
You know why? Can't no woman ever said that I was married to them. So that would give that other woman bragging rights that I've given you the biggest honor by marrying you. You're not just my baby mama, but you're my wife. And you can research my name. You will not see my name logged on any marriage license in all 50 states of America. Yes, and that's what it is. I'm bringing marriage and I'm bringing my resources to you. That's what I'm bringing. Resources and marriage. And I have receipts because I am successful. When my kids were born, I always had custody of my kids. And I have receipts. And my kids' success shows it. So I know what I'm talking about.
Ralph, do you have something to add?
Go ahead.
Well, no, okay.
You're not a single parent, so it's a little bit more harder.
No, I'm not a single parent, but I grew up in a single household.
Right.
A man is going to be dating a single modern mother. That single modern woman is going to have to go above and beyond to show herself approved to that man. Because
I had to skip that one guy. He don't have any kids, so his perspective about wanting to be a stepdad means nothing to me. Ain't not a single grown man that got a pair, said ever, I want to be raising somebody else's kids. So I don't know, homie. Now if you're sterile or whatever, you know what I mean, and you got a good woman, you know what I mean, but we're talking about the majority of dudes here.
Because why would that man select you when he could go out there and select a much younger woman, that is childless. That's not going to bring the chaos to him. Because like I said earlier today, who is to say what time the father of your kids are on? You get where I'm coming from?
So you're looking
right,
at
but
safety.
That's only one perspective that is a very important perspective, of course, but it's only one. So like even when you say me being okay, I'm gonna take myself. Me being someone I didn't grow up with my father.
Okay.
I would hate if my mother had met men with that.
Who cares what you have hated? Who cares? Who cares? This is the world we live in. Who cares? And there's plenty of guys that think that she's kind of cute, but once she starts running her mouth, now she's ugly. You know what I'm saying? So who cares what she thinks? Who cares?
Mindset that you just described, because the men that my mother, and it wasn't a lot of men or whatever, but like my stepfather came along when I was like in 4th grade. I thank God for him every day. You understand? Like my father wasn't present in my life. He stepped in and he did what no other man did all the way through till I was all the way in college. They didn't get divorced until years later, and that man saved my life in so many ways. He was so, and we did have fights. I mean, like teenagers, kids. You know, you got kids. You know, your kids say crazy stuff to you. So just imagine what they're gonna say to a stranger in the midst of being upset.
It's like I said, dog. Like for me.
But sorry, not to cut you off. So I'm just saying, you know, thank God for him, because I tell him all the time, if I had, my father's out of prison now. If I get married, both of them have to walk me down the aisle because he really raised me. Yeah. So that thought process.
And there it is. Stepdad did all that. She argued, fussed, and fought with him, and then the dad was never there. Gets out of prison, and he gets to walk her down the aisle too with him. It's a thankless job. It's trash. She's making the point for us. She's making the point for us.
To me, it's just mind-blowing and it's insane. The reason I don't want to date people with kids, I don't concern myself with what the kids may or may not say, because what you give a kid is what they're going to give you back. And once they get to that age of teenage, we know teenagers, so that's not even something to take personal. I'm expecting you to say it, because if you don't say it, I think something ain't right. Because that's what kids are going to say.
But some kids won't say it.
Yeah.
But again, if you do say it, it's like, to me, it's like,
it's a hit or miss.
It's like, I'm going to laugh at you like, yeah, black. Right. And all the woman, he didn't care how many kids. And right, I'm not your dad, but
apology is 10 freaking fold, because we understand. But as a kid, you can't expect kids to understand.
But also, let me say this. Let me piggyback off what you said, because you mentioned.
You're talking about the time.
Yeah, the time. Yeah. So, see, you have to understand. In those times, women used to honor men. You know, when a man came in and took over a family, that woman gave that man praise. You know, just honor, because in today's time that we're living in, being a stepfather is like basically being down. You know what I'm saying? Being down talked upon, right? Because matter of fact, I see it all the time where modern single mothers will be like, oh, a man have to bring A, B, and C, and D to me. But this man that you created this family with didn't even have to pay that premium price.
But who's to say that?
No, it's going on. It's omnipresent. So why does this man, who is competitive, productive, has to come in and share his resources? For prime example. So if we do the Brady Bunch thing, right? If this woman have her kids, I have my kids, and we merge our family together, right? So every $100 that I spend within that household, 40% is going to go to your kids, 60% is going to go to my kids. So basically, I'm taking resources away from my biological kids to give it to your kids. Who is to say if those kids are going to appreciate me for what I'm doing for them? For being present, for being a father figure to them, right? At least I know if I have my own kids, my own biological kids, as long as I'm showing up for them, I'm taking care of them, I'm mentally present for my kids, at least I know when I become an old man one day, my kids are going to take care of me. I don't have to worry about my kids telling me, oh, you ain't my daddy. Why do I have to listen to you? And also, too, with bringing two families together, my kids may follow a certain set of rules. Your kids may follow certain set of rules. So my kids could be like, Daddy, why they do such and such and such? Why can they do this? And because you have a set of rules from your kids, they're gonna be like, damn, why can they do this and why can't I do that?
You're saying the mindsets could be different.
Yeah, it can be completely different. So that could confuse the kid.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying with the mindset. No. What I'm saying is that no. Listen, this is
pure stupidity.
But I'm saying I understand.
No, it's not. It's stupidity.
No.
It's basically taking every reason you can think of in the book for why it wouldn't work. When you meet somebody and you're engaged with that person and you like that person in the beginning.
if you can't keep your composure, stop frowning up like that during a doggone podcast that everybody's going to see, how are you going to keep your composure behind closed doors? When you're doing this cost analysis and you're bringing stuff up to a woman and she starts flipping out like this, you're showing the men that the cost analysis they did was spot on. You are a whole liability. You can't keep your composure during a discussion that ain't got nothing. They can't affect your life directly at all. It's just their perspectives, and you're calling them stupid and all this other and what they think is stupid, and you wouldn't think they're a good man by thinking the way that they are. It's just a bunch of gaslighting. This doesn't make you a good woman or anybody that anybody would want.
Beginning, yes, it may be a conflict of how you parent, how I parent. It's gonna, even if you didn't have kids, it's gonna happen. If I meet you and I start talking to you, how you live your life and how I live my life may be two completely different things. Over time, we mesh. Over time, you blend. That's pure stupidity. And guess what? If it comes to the point where you guys can't agree on things, it would never even get to the point that you even have to concern yourself with blended families. Because as women, mothers, I can't speak for all mothers, but I could say, I'm not gonna deal with no man that don't mesh or blend well with my kids.
I think that she's doing all levels of crashing out on a podcast possible outside of getting up and running off. The chameleon mask is gone. There's all kind of hand gestures all over the place. She's contorting her face all kind of different ways. She's saying whatever babble comes to her mind that she feels like makes sense, but it just sounds like a crash out to me of an emotional, leftover single mother that don't like hearing the way that men think. But this, you guys tell me in the comment section, what do you think? This chick is crashing out. This is online crashing out.
And that doesn't mean I'm putting my kids before you. That just means as I analyze this situation that we're in, if it's not going to work, it wouldn't get to that point where we even have to go to that. But there are situations where you will blend just fine.
She's got a lot of stuff going on. I think that's like an Unk tattoo on her chest or something. And she has that evil eye. I think that's evil eye protection. It's definitely a palm. With maybe an evil eye protection in the middle of it, which means that she's into spirituality, which means that she might be a whole witch with an altar, charging crystals in the moonlight and all kind of weird ass stuff. I'm just trying to tell you what to pay attention to. You see all the tattoos and stuff too. If you see crystals on her, like if you see any crystal bracelets on her wrist or whatever, that's normally an indicator, especially with the evil eye protection and the palm stuff. Those are women that are letting you know they're spiritual. They are very, very modern. They are very feministic. They do not too much care for the way that men think. So they're going to try to argue you down in every kind of way. That's all they do is study the stuff all day, them spiritual chicks. So, you know what I'm saying? This woman right here is Red Flag City. She probably believes in astrology in the way that, oh man, if you're a certain sign, I can't even date you. Like she's I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I'm looking at the stuff she's wearing and stuff.
That means that's for you. I have a favorite phrase I like to use. I use it all the time when I'm referring to just myself, when I'm referring to dating. And I say it all the time, people need to learn their lanes. When you know your lane, you're not confused. When you're dating people that are in your, I'm in the far left lane. Probably about 90% of the time.
All right, I had enough of this babble. Look, you get the point. You know what I'm saying? You see what she's doing and saying and gaslighting, and she's upset. She did another video after this. We'll go ahead and break that down in a couple of days or tomorrow or something like that, where, she got some responses from this, and she, reworked how she moved, try to keep herself calm, try to move in a more feminine type of frame instead of all this masculine movement she got going on. So, you know what I'm saying, we'll break that one down too. But here it is, a single mother upset, men having standards, and she tried to let us know that she don't date single fathers if we care, right? One less to worry about. Anyway, y'all, love and light. I'm your brother, and I'm out.
In this game, you gotta have that dog in you.
Made in America.